Welcome to the series of videos on pipe network productivity tools for AutoCAD Civil 3D.
In this video, we'll discuss the Label Profile View Parts command. This command became available in version 2.0.0.3. And to give you a good example, if you all have your pipe networks styles set up similar to how I have done it with different firms, we have to separate our label styles based on plan view and profile view. And then you also have sanitary labels and storm labels. And so your label collections get quite lengthy. And there's no way in Civil 3D to filter these out. So you can see here on my pipe labels on plan and profile, I have plan labels, I have existing labels, I have proposed labels, I have storm and sewer for each. I might have water main ones in here as well, and then we have the plan and profile options for each as well. And that's just on pipes. We get into structures, we get a lot more comprehensive here because there may be different label styles for what you want to show. And so we have plan and existing, we have sewer and storm. Then we have, do you want the rim elevation, the station, the offsets, inverts all in one label? It just depends on what you're doing and what you need for label styles. And then I have certain engineers that want the inverts shown at the bottom of the profile and the rim and station offset and things like that shown at the top. And to do this in Civil 3D is very time consuming because you have to place two labels on each structure. So the time can get lengthy. And then which label do you choose? The list is just very long and difficult. And so this label profile view parts command, when we launch it, we get a dialog that looks like this. And we have the ability to save some settings once we get it built out, however, for whatever our standards are. So I'm going to start by adding a structure label. So I add it here, and you're looking at the combo box pull down here of all your structure label styles. And again, the way I've got this set up, it's very difficult to follow what we're looking for. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to apply a filter. So I can click filter, and as I start to type in this box, now I have nothing in here so that the filter doesn't happen, but we start to add profile in here, and now all we're going to see are profile labels. And then we can space dash, and then we want P, and now we're down to just proposed labels, and then I'm going to underscore and STM. And so now I've got only my storm labels. So it's much easier to find which label you're looking for. And it's all based off of naming, right? But it gives you the ability to create a lot of different labels in this. Further, I may be only looking for specific suffix. So I could also add a suffix to say I'm looking for the station OS ones. And so you can filter down to that list. And now you're not looking at 100 labels, you're looking at 5. So it's much easier to pick which one you want. So in this case, I want to have the rim sump station OS. So I've got this. And then I want to add another label to this that's going to be the bottom. And for this one, I'm going to change my filter to be in and out. And so I should be able to see that filter for just that one label style. So when I uncheck, the top one will go back, but we set this one to that in and out. Now what I can do is graph view top for this top one is I want it to snap to the graph view top. This bottom one, I want the inverts at the bottom, so I'm going to say graph view bottom. And then you can control your dimension anchor values. If you want to offset those, you can add those in there. And then where the label gets placed as far as how your label styles are set up. Now these were set up quite some time ago when we had set them up at the middle of the structure, so I'm going to leave them at the middle, but you have the ability to pick top or bottom, so it actually snaps to the rim or the bottom of the structure. And then you can continue building out. Every label that you put in this list will be placed on every structure. Down here, I'm going to say pipes. And again, I'm going to apply a filter. I want profile storm. And now I just have my storm label here. And I just want one in this case. So now that I have this style, I'm going to create a standard name, and I'm going to call it proposed storm. And I'm going to save that setting. And so now I have an XML file here that I can select and easily populate all this, all these settings and how I typically want these loaded. Once I have that done, I can come in and make another change, and I want to make a sanitary or a sewer option. So in my sewer option, I want station OS, I want my sewer in and outs. Just make sure you do hit the combo and select the label that's there, and then when you turn off the filter, this will go back to where it was saved. We'll run the filter one more time, come down here, and we'll select the pipe, turn that off, and we'll call this sanitary. Save that setting. So now when I switch to storm, you'll see these load up with my settings. Switch to sanitary, you'll see it load up with my settings. So now I'm ready to go. I can start labeling multitudes of drawings as I get in them very quickly and be able to just pick a setting, and I've got my typical label style for my profiles ready. So once you have this, I'm going to go ahead and start labeling some storm parts. We'll hit add labels, and then we'll select our profile view that we want to label. And now we have, similar to the rest of the pipe network productivity tools, we have a selection mode. Do you want to label the entire network, multiple, or path? And I'm going to use path because that tends to be my favorite option. And I'm going to go ahead and pick the start structure, and I'm going to go all the way over to my end structure. You see everything highlight. You want to filter anything out? No, not in this case. And I go ahead and hit enter, and my labels should populate for me. So you can see my pipe labels all added, and then I've got separate labels for the bottom and the top, and they're snapping to my graph view top, my graph view bottom, ready to go. Let's go ahead and run it one more time. We're going to pick sanitary this time. Got my sanitary label styles set. We're going to add labels. I pick my profile view. We're going to use path. I pick start structure and end structure, and let that process, and those labels get added. Now obviously there's some overlap in here, so I would have to come back in and add some more vertices and pull these labels off with drag states capability, but that's easy enough to do at this point. Now just placing the labels themselves when you have multiple like this takes a lot of time. So this is a very time-saving tool. Very excited to have this roll out finally, and yeah, hope it's you find it time-saving as well.
Thanks for watching. Feel free to reach out if you have any questions, and be sure to check out our other apps on the Autodesk Exchange Store.